Welcome to Lay Studio, art classes with Sass. My name is Elizabeth and I'm your acrylic instructor. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to do a really great quick class focusing on creating fireworks. You need a few things to begin. This is the palette of colors you'll be working with. We have white, orange, yellow, red, lime green, fuchsia, deep blue, light blue, and before you do anything with this project, you have to prep your canvas with the color black. So make sure you have a good amount of that. Use a nice, large, flat paintbrush, like so. And you want to cover completely over everything. Please be sure that you're not leaving any gloops in the paint behind. Make sure there are no pinholes, that it's nice and smooth. Okay, and if you do have a stretched canvas, make sure that you are painting the little edges all the way around as well. Be sure to have a cup of water and a painter's rag, which could be a recycled dishcloth or t-shirt. You also need to have some other paintbrushes ready to work with. You'll need a small Filbert, medium-sized round paintbrush, and a small round paintbrush. Pretty easy supplies to work with, and feel free to make any substitutions you need to based on colors, brushes, etc. So at this point I would ask you to go ahead and pause your video so you can prep your canvas black, let it fully set so that it's not sticky to the touch. You want it totally dry, then come on back and we'll have some fun painting fireworks. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and get started. So, we're painting fireworks, and the great thing about fireworks is they're all different shapes, sizes, and styles. We are going to make this along the lines of Van Gogh style, so I think you will enjoy this and have a lot of fun. Let me just boost the light a little bit so we get a good exposure on what we're doing here. And we're going to go ahead and begin with that small size Filbert paintbrush. And I'd like to start with putting some hatch marks of deep blue. Now you may think that's not going to show up too much, and no, it won't, but it is going to make a really nice textural look in our background, just to kind of play it up a little bit, give it that Van Gogh look. Put your hatch marks all in different directions. You can see here I'm moving my paintbrush around, kind of having some fun with that, different angles, different brush strokes, different pressures, having some fun. More around the outer edges of this canvas panel. If you are working on a stretched canvas, feel free to wrap your little brush strokes over the edges too. That's a really fun technique. That bold blue, it will settle into a darker version of this, deepening into almost a translucent blue tone, but that's okay. We're building the layers of color. We want to have some fun with this. Next, I'm going to, with a dirty paintbrush, pick up light blue. Begin painting in different angles and different directions. When you work with a dirty paintbrush, you can always double up your paintbrush with two colors at once like this and really have some fun with that. This is definitely going to show, so have some fun. Again, working around more of the outer edges of the canvas. Nice and bold. Nice big swooping brush strokes. You can always come back in and touch those up, double them over, go back over and add some more deep blue, play around with it. Really make this look fun in the background. Being a little messy with it. Funky and fun. This should be very relaxing, really fun to do. You can do this with the whole family. Have everybody paint their own fireworks. No two will ever look alike, and you'll have this wonderful montage to hang up in your home, perfect for holidays, for the summer. For 4th of July, for New Year's Eve, for birthdays. I could go on and on. But fireworks are fun all year round. Doubling up those colors, making a double color brush, it really is fun. I'm just sort of swishing the brush around, different directions, different angles. If it comes through with a little bit of pin holding, I can go right back over it again. Pin holding is where you don't have enough to cover and it just shows through, either if you're starting to paint or if you're continuing the painting process. If you see any of the base colors showing through drastically, it's because you didn't have quite enough on your paintbrush, paint-wise, or you're not using heavy enough pressure. To kind of mess around with these things in the beginning when you're learning how to paint and just have some fun with that and understand that sometimes those things happen, but you do want to work with them and kind of correct the issue as you go, okay? All right, loving this. So when I get to about here, I'm going to ease off on that and clean my brush. That was all just done with a smaller size Filbert brush. Isn't that fantastic? You can always let that set for a few minutes before we move along. I will go back and do some more of that later, but right now I need to focus on doing a few firework bursts. And I'm going to start with some different colors. I'll start this one with the tip of the medium-sized round brush. I'm picking up yellow. Yellow is a really good color to begin with. And I'm going to put a little dot here, right in the middle, where I'm working. Kind of pick a place that you want to do that. And then I'm going to begin arching out, bringing up, out, over, and around some firework bursts. I'm using fairly moderate to heavy pressure too. We're going to have fun playing with these, so the colors themselves will end up being layered. I'm also bringing some that hang down like so in the middle. They can be different lengths from the middle bottom here, like so. So there's a burst to start. I am not done with that. Cleaning my paintbrush now. I'm going to go back and pick up white. I will add just a touch of water to my white paint to make it flow nicely. And instead of going from the center out, I want to begin from the outer tips in and leave off a little bit when I get toward the middle. You always reapply frequently because you'll start running out of your paint, and this also fixes any rough points that you might have on the yellow parts. Do a couple in the center and pull them out with the mixed up wet paint right here, right here, right here. Extra layers to that burst so it's nice and thick and beautiful. Kind of weeping willow look, which is so pretty. If you do happen to have a line that's a little bit wider than you wanted to, you can use a clean damp paintbrush to paint that back. I'll switch to my little Filbert for a little more control with that. So if anything gets out of control on you there, which can happen when you're having a lot of fun with your paint, just clean it back a little bit. Like so, and that should do. And for good measure, have a little bit of black paint off to the side for touch-up work, which we might need. You just kind of come up right underneath there and clean it up. There we go. Now I'm going to pick up the small round brush. That small round brush is going to help you do fine details. I'm picking up the color orange now. Orange on the tip of a small round brush. And I'm going to start playing here in this burst in the center. Little tiny streamers coming off here. Use really gentle pressure. And we start getting a really nicely layered look here. Alright, then I will take a little bit of, just on a dirty paintbrush too, I don't have to worry much about that. I'm just going to go ahead and pick up right on the tip of my dirty brush. I'll put a few little burst marks with red right about here. You should be able to see that. And a few more coming out like so. That's a real fiery firework. Alright, now I'm going to move on and start creating another one. Toward the end, I can always go back and play around with anything that I wasn't satisfied with, but I'm going to go ahead and make another firework right now. I'm going to do a little bit different look with this one. I'm going to begin polka dotting lime green, like so. Again, in that fun sort of weeping willow style, but with open spaces. And they can overlap a little bit, the two firework bursts that I have right now. I'm going to wiggle a few bigger polka dots right here in the middle. Kind of bunch them up like so. Like a little explosion right there. Going pow! Big, beautiful firework. And now I'm going to pick up the color white and add some here to the burst in the center. And a few further out. Then I'll switch paintbrushes again and pick up that small paintbrush. And this one I'm going to pick up some sky blue on the tip of that little brush. This is a cooler colored one. And I'm putting little tiny dots. I'll put a few of those little dots here too in the center area. The fun thing with this kind of technique is you can kind of double up your colors too. So if you want a little bit of blue in the white, kind of head and do that. Leave raised texture, play around with the way that looks. And then I'm also going to pick up white on the tip of this little brush here as well. Good clean. And just put little burst lines. Curve them with the pattern that you've created so that they look nice. Put a few more streaks coming out this way. Lots of broken lines, lots of movement. Make it look really, really fun. Now I'll have another fun, bright burst going off the other way. I'll use this red dot right here and turn this into another one. See how I'm kind of sketching these in, following the design lines and angles that I need to make it work. Just have fun with it. You can now start overlapping into that great color pattern we have in the background. Play my paintbrush. I'm going to pick up some fuchsia. Same paintbrush, that medium round brush is good for this. Put a little bit of that right in the center of that red burst. Blend it in a little bit. Remember to have fun, be playful with this. It's all about the pressure and how you work with it. Always make sure that you're using the tip of the paintbrush. If you hold it sideways, it will make a much wider mark and will be a little bit harder for you to control. So keeping it, straight up and down, facing the canvas directly is a good idea. That's a big one. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the white with a small round brush. I'm going to twirling the paint on my paintbrush. And then I'll do white marks as well. I'm going to kind of do some white hatch marks going around the front of this firework. Switch paintbrushes back for just a moment. I'm going to pick up the medium round brush one more time, and in here I'm going to pop in an overlapped kind of pounced look with fuchsia. Like it's a sparkler. That's a really sparkly one. There we go, I like that. So, while you're working on your work, if you have not rented or subscribed to my website, I invite you to do so. I'm having a great sale right now on subscriptions. They're only $50 per month for unlimited access to all of my feature-length art classes. This is just a quick class. These range between 30 and 35 minutes each. But I have feature-length art classes that go up to over 2 hours. So you get really in-depth, detailed art lessons with those. They're really great. You'll learn a lot of really good art techniques, tips from a pro, and that's only $50 per month. If you go to www.laystudioclasses.com/classroom, look for Lay Studio Virtual Classes, the channel. And if you click on the subscribe icon, it will take you to a page where you can set up your reoccurring payments. When you do so, please contact me and let me know. I am doing a raffle for when I reach 10 subscribers. This is the end of June 2020, and I am currently at 1 subscriber. So if you are able to help me with that, that would be a great contribution to Lay Studio and my being able to continue offering amazing classes. As you can see, I'm still working in white hatch marks with the tip of my small round brush. If you are able to do so, that makes a big difference for me, or if you can't, please consider taking the 72-hour limited rentals for $10 a piece. That's a good deal still, but you'll only have 72 hours to view the video for that rental price. Anyhow you want to do it, works for me. I still offer these little free quick classes as ways for you to practice techniques and have some fun. It's my gift to you to say thank you for taking a look at what I offer and being a part of my growing Lay Studio artist and training community. I really appreciate it. You can also visit me on social media. Right now I'm picking up white mixed in with the fuchsia. If you do that little mix, white with fuchsia, you're going to get a really beautiful pale pink that's really bright and poppy. I'm going to put some of that in this one too. You can visit me on social media at laystudio.class on Facebook, laystudio.class on Facebook. Please share your work with me. I would love to see what you came up with. Any of the work that you do inspired by my classes, share it, and I will add it to my student artwork album on my Facebook page for Lay Studio. So I'd be delighted and honored to see what you've come up with. Please send me your stuff, tag me in it. If you have Instagram, that's lay_studio.class. Hashtag Lay Studio Class, hashtag Lay Studio Classes, hashtag Lay Studio Art Classes. Please tag it, hashtag it, share it, join in the fun. Let me see the beautiful things you have created. And I have space right here for a little tiny offset one right here before we move on to just completing our background. Really digging the way these look. This is really fun, really playful. I'm going to go ahead and do another warmer toned one right about here. And that one I will start with the orange as the center. Put it right about there. Okay. And then just bring out with the tip of that medium round brush. This one will be a little bit smaller in style. Just a little burst. Those are cute little ones. They punctuate the big displays. With a good boom usually too. They're nice and loud. So we'll have fun with one of these. Like those starburst kind. And don't worry about wiggly lines. Wiggly lines and broken lines are good because it's a moving object with bright spots, and I'm going to kind of pounce out the light coming off of here like so. Pouncy, pouncy, pounce until they disappear. I'll go through and do this to all of them. I'll take a little bit of light fuchsia too to have some fun with this one. Same medium size round brush, just some bursts of that pink and color that I made with white and fuchsia mixed together. That will look pretty here. All right. I'm going to go back in with some white with the small round brush now. And do little dots coming up to the fuchsia and through it. Will be the sparkly sparks coming off of here. Ooh, look at that. Just throwing a few more in from the other firework going the other direction. Lots of sparkles. Last step is to go ahead, oh well, you know what I think I'm going to do before I head off here? I'm going to add a touch of red to the middle of that, the center of that burst right here. Kind of swirl it in there. Yeah, now we're talking. I like that. I'm going to add my initials And I think I will put those in white, bottom right hand corner. Kind of do what you have to do, pop that up at an angle if you need to. I'm certainly going to turn it right now just to make it a little easier and ergonomic. There we go. Put your initials. And then, with whatever few moments you have left, you can always go back with your Filbert brush and play around with what's remaining in the background area that you think needs a little bit more bursty look. If there were some blank spots you felt needed it, just go back in quickly. You can touch those up. Of course, take your time doing this. I'm coming to the end of my class period for you. And in here I'm just tucking in a few more in the in-between area. Some more blue spots. And voila, we have a completed composition. Really fast, really cute, real quick. You have an adorable painting that you can enjoy, hang up, have some fun with. Certainly vibrant, certainly fun. Share it around, post it on social media, have some fun with that. Be proud of yourselves. And I'm going to leave mine like that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your support. Do consider subscribing and continuing on your artistic journey with me. I really appreciate all of your time, your effort, your energy, and your creativity. I look forward to painting with you again next time.